Well, hello people, and welcome back to another episode of City Showcase. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're looking at the city of Copperdale County by Emma Doodle Sims, 125,000 population, modded official asset build for the most part, and the Tranquility Cove map, of course, where Ilium is currently being constructed as well. So be prepared for a lot of Ilium references today, everyone. And indeed, this is the first time Tranquility Cove has appeared on City Showcase, so I'm very keen to see how someone else's mind interpreted this very wonderful map from Teddy Radco's Map Pack 3. Don't forget, if you want your work to feature in the next episode, all you have to do is fill out the form in the video description, and I'll do my best to showcase your work. And if at any point today you find yourself having fun, a like down below really helps me out. Let's check out Copperdale County, shall we? So Emma submits this city having said that this is the first one she's ever finished, built of course on the Tranquility Cove map. No particular inspiration behind it, just building as she goes. A similar mod set to Ilium with very few custom assets, just a hedge replacement, animal spawners, a few brushes and mods to unlock the vehicles as props, so basically Ilium's playsets essentially. With all the neighbourhoods in the world named from The Sims 4 for no good reason other than it was a source of inspiration. And Emma goes on to say that she really enjoys public transit, green spaces and detailing, filling out smaller areas, and would have loved to have expanded this build even further, but the PC was sounding like it was going to blast off, so she had to stop, unfortunately. Which is a real shame indeed, because as we'll see from our orbital view here, it's a significant build along the shores, pretty much a 25 tile expansion that's gone slightly further out into the 81 tile radiuses over here, but still a significant size city, and 125,000 too, like big population here for CS1. So I think we'll get stuck into the racetrack over here and then head into an airport almost immediately. So of course, quite a different layout to Ilium. The downtown is in a completely different location, over by what is Sapphire Marina for me. We'll get stuck into the racetrack here, shall we? So really nice layout. Actually reminds me a little bit of Spa, actually, with this first corner, doesn't it? A little bit of Eau Rouge over here, perhaps. And oh, that's such a good idea, Emma, including the traffic park within a race day DLC circuit, and the snowmobile one as well. Very appropriate assets, those. You can almost imagine these being kind of like go-kart tracks, couldn't you, for consumers to enjoy whilst the main race goes on. Holy smokes. Look at that. Hello people, where are you going? Let's find out, shall we? Is that a highway turtle? Turbo turtle, that's amazing. I love is that a reference to highway turtle, I wonder, Emma? I hope it is. That's the first reference to highway turtle we've ever had in a city showcase, if that is true. This takes us back out of the city actually, so where are you coming from, I guess, then, as opposed to where are you going? Mainly over here. Got grandstands down this way. And then yeah, this is all just access out for the things over here. The stands. Appropriate detailing as well on the track. We can see the concrete brush. And the theme is Levante 2.1, I think. Let me just double check it for you. I'm sure you'll be curious. Laviente 2.1 is the theme here. But very tasty. Really like the track. Nice pit lane as well. Some offices included. Media broadcast building is also a really good inclusion for this sort of build. And here we've got a metro station, which is getting some really decent ridership. Look at that. Hello, people. Pure scurry. They're pissing out, aren't they? Where are they going? Straight over here to the track. Okay. So there's obvious cheesable walkability here, isn't there? With people taking a metro to a race day track. Just interesting to note for me, because I'm getting ready to build Ilium's race day track in the not too distant future, so this is all great inspiration. Let me stop the time of day. here as well. Well, let me know if you would like to actually see some time of day progression on for city showcases, because I guess it would give us a chance to see the city in different lighting, I suppose, wouldn't it? But really nice parking outside of the main building. Also good inspiration having the pit lanes on the inside of the circuit, which is definitely the right way to do it, I think. Connecting with the tunnel. Actually, this is what I'm pretty much planning for Ilium's race day track, just here instead of there. But really fun. This is great. All this landscaping out the front as well. There's a strange. Is this the theme? It is, yeah. There's definitely nothing there, is there? That's not a decal. No, that's the theme of the grass. Almost like a kind of a field aesthetic almost, isn't it? Kind of like tram marks in a ploughed field. Interesting. Either way, outside of the circuit here, we'll see a really interesting fusing. What do we have here? The School of Engineering with a bookstore, I think, with a sky bridge to a multi-story lot, with a Brutalist Plaza on the side, with all the elements all packed out here with cafes. Oh, I didn't even notice the Grand Library there as well. What an interesting fusing, isn't that amazing? Shout out to the Renewed History basketball court around the back as well. With some more landscaped grass areas. That's really interesting. What a wonderful fusing this is. There's so many different things going on there. Yeah, that's just a whole different asset, isn't it? Wild. One of the most creative fusions I think we've seen. Shout out again to the Renewed History parks here. With car parking and pond space for the circuit. Nice little area over here. We'll come on to an insanely well-marked intersection. Holy smokes. That's so beautiful. Oh my god. Isn't that gorgeous? That's such clinical, clean IMT, that. Little round of applause. I love seeing people take the time with IMT, because it's difficult to kind of keep up with it, because there's so many junctions. But the major junctions, I think, it's always worth paying respect to, isn't it? Just that's so clean and clinical. Very nice. Especially down here too. Look at that. Beautiful. This highway continues into the Trumpet, where we're not missing any builds over here, just to quickly check. We'll grab that side of the river at some point. Crossing over, we'll see some massive commercial developments sit with some really cute plane detailing, actually. Yes, please. That's very nice. Right on the edge of the airport here. Even with the blimp vehicle, that's so cool. Never have thought to use those assets like that. I feel like this would partner really well with the airport museum. Did you put it here? You did, yes. There you go, it's right there. Perfect, yes. Amazing. That's really nice, Emma. Great partnering of landscaping here. Buildings, brutalist, parks. More aviation detailing, I guess we can call it here. Really sweet. We've got metro and train feeding the airport terminal, which sits in a very nice configuration, as we have this kind of unknown Pokemon shaped terminal here. I guess it's kind of like a reverse question mark almost, isn't it? That's how you could describe that. With refueling, helicopter depots, hangars, airfield configuration. Aviation police should be quite happy with this, I think. This looks really nice. Very nice flow as well. Great stuff. We also have a road passing by with plenty of hotels on this hotel island. As we also see a little dormitory fusing around the side here as well. Emma is a big fan of the fusing, I think, clearly. This gives us another bridge across the river. Which way do we want to go here? I think we'll cross this highway, come across the other side of the river, come down here, and then grab all of this, coming up this way. Wonderful. So let's cross over. I'll follow the train over this side. which has been doubled up. Emma has changed this from what Teddy did. With this train line going over this way. And actually immediately joining another airport, or at least the cargo facility, perhaps of the same airport. Which is a nice way to configure it, to be fair. I like this. And a really interesting way to use one of the many rail yards that are on this map, and putting a cargo airport out here. I hadn't actually considered that. But that's a very powerful pairing, isn't it, for official assets? An active rail yard right outside, or partnered with a cargo airport. Super strong industrial visual here. Great stuff, that. Might be stealing this idea. At least partnering a rail yard with the cargo airport at some point. Over here, some nice detailing using some of the industrial fencing, some of the Japanese fencing here. Actually, we don't see this one very often. I often forget this exists, to be fair. The car factory is also over here with the cargo terminal, or cargo airport. Again, simple configuration here. Aviation police should be happy. And this is going to bring us up to the aforementioned car factory. Some really nice layering going on here, if we notice, everyone. Got some overgrown highway side areas. I love to see areas like this. Train tunnels passing under the masts, emerging out the other side. Great stuff, look at that. Isn't that fun? Love this, love the overgrowth detail in here. You find a lot of this around industrial areas, for sure. And then we'll come into some mixed oil, DLC and base game here. And so, getting all these little zonings. Are these zoned or custom? They're custom. What are these? These small oil. Actually don't recognise these. Is that because you put it... Ah, it's because you put it with that, isn't it? I thought that was part of it. That's really nice. A great little detail, that. For a natural working oil field, of course. Main building along the side where we'll come into mass storage. High-tech buildings. Some more. Again, it's all really quite neat, isn't it? I think neat and clinical. Everything's arranged, planned here. This is a really nice car parking position actually behind the Industrial Evolution. Just really nice. Emergency services parked up around here. With their own courts as well. That's a great expanded fire depot, that. I really like that actually. Very spicy. Low density residential. Here, are you playing with Rika? No, these are residentials. Is that is that because they're all the terrible asset? Was that why you did that? Because these are all the horrible homes. This is where you put them. That's so random. I wasn't expecting to see that here. You'll have to let us know about that. I don't think you mentioned that in your submission. I'll have to double check. And again, we're seeing where Emma said she likes getting stuck into the small spaces here now, right? This is probably going to be in our thumbnail today. Yes, please. Often said it's the behind the building, I think, that can make so much of a difference to the flow of your city. When you end up with so much kind of awkward space across the city, it can really harm the overall visual. Well, that's exactly what we've done here, right? We've taken care of behind the building. It just does so much for the block, doesn't it? Really nice. A whole really nice, great oil center here. Super cool build, all against the rails. Where are we in the relation to the start of the build here? This whole area's been significantly terraformed, hasn't it? And you've kind of linked the two ports together. Because of course I put my port down here. We'll get the rest of this seafront before we hop across the other side of the highway there, where we'll see the food factory. With mass repeated industrial evolution. Big storage vibes here. Especially old Dockland industrial as well, with these angled roofs for sure. A little bridge taking us up to another really immaculately marked intersection over here, even with decay and ruin on the paint. Different gravy, Emma. Really nice IMT across the city so far. With the chevrons too. Are the chevrons facing the right way? They should be pointing in the direction the traffic is coming from, isn't it? So yeah. Yeah, that's right. Not that I am the chevron police, Emma. God forbid. That is not me. I really like the gravel texture on this theme. It's like actual gravel, isn't it? Interesting. Might even possibly have a look at changing Ilium's gravel theme. Port mill with a log yard over here with expanded log yard detailing and an appropriate handler. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Superb. And then we come into big port again. Lots of decay, dirt, cracks on this industrial landscape. Big container yards partnered with functioning warehouses alongside factories here. Look at this. This great little industrial landscape, isn't it? In fact, it's not little. It's actually quite enormous. Oh, and you've even done a custom post yard next to the post depot. That's so nice. That's really nice. I'm stealing this 100%. That's not part of the asset, is it? I'm not going insane. No, it's not. I know it wasn't. Definitely, yeah. I was like, I'm not misremembering the post depot, am I? That's so nice. Really beautiful. Simple and effective detailing, isn't it? Expanding the asset around it just does wonders. I love the container yard here. Very inspiring. We're also seeing those similar distribution vibes on the edge of the electronics factory. Another little mini rail yard down here as well with boats placed on the side. Gorgeous. Rebounce Industries is in the mod set if you're wondering. Look at this. Little port security details to find. Like, how nice. Great use of this Japanese asset. This looks great in a port by itself, doesn't it? Almost like a port authority building. This kind of serves as here, doesn't it? And with more of those prop yards behind. And the shipyard also features in here as well. What a really wonderful port. That's just so nice. Over here we can see the beginnings of an elevated little tram system, which is moving people in huge volumes around. We need to check the public transit figures here. That metro earlier was pretty incredible as well. Public transit. Traffic is 73. We'll have a look at that in a second. Beyond that, 5,800 residents and just over 4,200 tourists a week. So pretty much in and around 10k a week on the tourists, on the transit networks, which is a little under 10%, which isn't bad. This is great. Where's this going? This is bringing us down to a tram depot over the side, also partnered with the apparel factory as well. Tucked in alongside the highway by that port. And that whole area from the cargo airport here, super awesome industrial space all the way through here. Very inspiring for Ilium. I haven't really planned what I'm doing down here yet, but the cargo airport has definitely triggered some ideas. Great stuff, that. And this brings us into the start of the city. Before we do that, though, we'll grab the stuff we missed the other side of the highway. We'll see some developments here. Big blocks. That's a great fusible asset, that, isn't it? Never tried that one before. Definitely kind of like housing estate vibes through here. Definitely, especially with the strip mall shops on the layer by the quay here. A couple of smoking cars down here too. In the small details, in the burnouts. And then just a nice little strip mall up here. We've seen a lot of King Leno's strip mall assets here, alongside the supermarket. And a little bit of emerging downtowns. Taking us down an arterial road across the hills. This side of that marked intersection, we'll see a big garbage collection depot here. 2 landfill sites, recycling centre, again with expanded appropriate detailing on the side of it. 4 recycling centres and the port mill. Sorry, the paper factory. From the Industries DLC, we'll also see here. To comment on the road structure, of course, Emma is clearly a very seasoned Cities Skylines player here. Arterial structures following contour lines with highway connections. Very nice. Oh, you actually ended up rebuilding Teddy's interchange, did you? How interesting. We'll follow this arterial down, which is European suburbia. And emerging downtowns down the arterial. Heavy emerging downtown repetition here, actually. Lots of this row home asset coming in. It is nice, I like this. Emerging downtowns does work in heavy repeated patterns. Especially the row home designs it can offer you. This then brings us to the start of the city, of course, where everything kicked off, which is really different from mine. Emma just has this coming right down, because I have my forestry area here. But this is really sweet. Again, lots of detail on the road networks. Nice use of the race day fence here too. I really like how this looks. Alongside the Statue of Industry. We'll see that tram also come on down here as well. Which comes under the bridge into more... I think what is definitely purpose is gentrified in industry here. I'm kind of picking up on. Got old industrial or emerging downtowns commercial behind. With these very repeated vanilla office blocks, which is a really interesting repetition here. Does this have a name, I wonder, this district? Port Promise, I suppose. There's that. And that's just Port. Okay. And then we have Port Promise over here. So perhaps this port shows more promise. Not that the other one had no promise at all. That's not what I meant by that. But the presence of renewed history is leaning me toward, is this gentrified waterfront? Which I'm thinking it probably is. This is a really nice renewed history park here, isn't it? These assets glue together just so very well, and that's a great execution of them. Really, really tidy. The presence of green cities and Brooklyn and Queens almost confirms gentrification vibes for me. Look at that repetition, isn't that incredible? That's just so mirrored. That's amazing. That's so nice. Why? That really screams like the almost insane symmetry. Really hammers home. We know this was like maybe like 2 old factory units that have been totally converted, but they've kept the shape of the factory. Very nice design. Very cool. Probably the best execution of renewed history we've had on City Showcase so far. I know the pack's only been out for a few months, but this is pretty nice. I'm definitely assuming gentrification here. Looks like we have our first custom asset. I definitely don't recognise that. Because it's the Brutalist Elementary, of course. I haven't even placed this one yet. No, it's from the Brutalist DLC. Really cool. I like that. And loads of little details to get lost in here. With the little benches. Bush lining at the front of the apartments. Before this brings us into a Aussie Rules football pitch. Again, which has that really interesting grass texture all around the edge. Very tidy. And then down here, we see that pattern repeat again. I love this pattern coming down the waterfront. Let's get a grander impression of that, shall we? That's so impressive. I actually came back and gentrified a little bit of this in my Ilium, didn't you? I wonder if you were inspired by that. You did a significantly better job, by the way. This is really nice. This is so cute. I love the train in the background there as well, mate. Stunning. Port Promise continues to show promise as we come down into these big areas. Getting great execution of emerging downtowns partnered with renewed history. A little bit of a retail park vibe here with all the drive-thrus and smaller commercial lots. But it brings us up into a bit more actual industry. Still functioning industry at least. Look at that, isn't that so nice? This is such a good use of official assets. Like, there's very little custom here. All this is official DLC stuff. But just using the mod to unlock the vehicles as props. Like, doesn't it make a massive difference seeing some vehicles here in the detailing? Like, why they didn't add them in the game as props, I'll never know. They need to do it for CS2 as well. Like, just let us place the vehicles. Well, look what it can do for your detailing. Like, different gravy. So nice, isn't it? Seeing stacks of props out here as well. Pretty special. Before we head off down the coast and over to that other area, we'll cross the highway here and pan back down the other side. So this interchange has been rebuilt. Over here. Again with just clinical IMT. Look at this. Very good user of IMT, Emma. Like, you've even gone to... So the extent of like concreting all this. It's very clean. Right, look at that flow. I feel like we're definitely going to have a shot of all these highway markings. Just like, oh my god, putting me to shame. I need to spend more time marking my intersections, don't I? Like, look at the difference it makes. Like, it's really simple. Like, it's not over the top IMT like Ilium's continuous flow intersection. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. But it's just simple and clean, isn't it? Oh my god, it looks so nice. I'm not sure if it's accurate. Again, I'm not the road markings police, but visually, I can appreciate it. It looks it, isn't it? Like, look at that. I've got that merging. Just gorgeous, my word. We're coming to a farm space here, which actually looks a lot like Great's Head, the incoming build in Ilium that I've just come back to. This is actually remarkably similar. Which is interesting because that episode hasn't gone out yet. So this definitely wasn't inspired by that episode of Ilium. Of the couplet system that goes up the mountain, we'll see functional farm DLC fields here. With plenty of green cities market vibes also present in this town. Alongside livestock. We'll see metro passing through the fields too, which is very Palaven. This reminds me so much of Palaven here. With a custom hedge, which we saw mentioned in the submission. Very nice. There we go. That's the view we want, isn't it? Metro cutting through the fields. It is Palaven throwback vibes. Again, you did a significantly better job of it than I did. That looks so good. That metro going through there. From here, we'll see row homes. So nice. From, again, emerging downtowns coming in clutch. It's insane how much we all rely on emerging downtowns now, isn't it? There we've got the rural markets out here. Green cities, tents accompanied with the little gazebos. Just beautiful. The countryside service buildings are also present in here. With silos, pitches. This is very inspiring. Again, you've done a significantly better job than I did. This is so nice. You really do have an eye for the small details, don't you? This is so pretty. Great execution of the wall. Just as gorgeous. Isn't this supposed to be a church? Great repurposing that. Little church grounds around. And with the functional farm just in and around. Got slaughterhouses, bakeries here. Just so nice. Again, another immaculately marked intersection here. Just crazy. Get down here, you can see all of this. Breathe it in, everyone. We won't see IMT like this for a good few episodes yet, I imagine. Oh, outer line service blocks here, zoned industry. And recycling. Before we see the mock field aesthetic take over the countryside. Really interesting. We've essentially kind of built the same town, Emma, from the comeback episode. Like, this episode's out on Friday, but this Ilium episode will be out the following Monday. We've essentially built the same thing. It's almost great minds think alike, isn't it? But this is so nice right there. The detail you've put in here, like, oh my god, look at this. This is so nice. Look at that, everyone. That's just insane. You guys are so talented. Like, look at this prop work. Like, that's not a zone building. This is all custom farm stuff. Even a little pigsty. You built a pigsty, Emma. That's so cute. Oh my god. Okay, this might be the best execution of countryside DLC we've had on the series so far, I think. That block is so nice. Yeah, incredible farming town. For farm inspiration, doesn't really get better than that. Just gorgeous. Love the wind turbines present here too. Alongside an expanded cattle ranch using the horse stables and another little lamb farm here as well using the countryside DLC. I need to get these animal markers. Yeah, they make a big difference for your farm details, don't they? And then even a little bit of base game farming out here as well. Simply superb. One I've mentioned, actually, in the episode of Ilium, I mentioned how good the farms have been on City Showcase recently. That was recorded pre-seeing this, because this episode only hammers home that point even further, because this is just gorgeous. Simply beautiful farming town. Really like it, Emma. Good stuff. Crossing back over the highway, we'll come into a stadium, a basketball arena from campus. Big tower developments here, lots of overgrown space off the edge of the highway and around this metro corridor here. With brutalist, very brutalist structures. We'll see the police academy. More renewed history parks. Emma's a big fan of these renewed history parks, clearly. And then we'll have brutalists, more tower blocks. And we'll also see a street circuit in here as well, which is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. We'll see if we can see an event at some point. Hillside Suburbia takes over here. These are all very nice, aren't they? Nicely laid suburbs here, outer-lying sprawl. I'm sure with wonderful views to a city centre across the water over there. Wonderful skyline here. Fantastic stuff. This brings us into a campus, which is absolutely amazing. Big centralization here again with renewed history props, dormitories. The brutalist metro looks so good with the campus here, doesn't it? Oh my god. That is so nice. I really love that. That's such a nice position. Are you going to use this side of the metro? Please tell me you do. Oh, you don't, do you? You all going out that side? Oh, that's a slightly annoying. I'd love them to use that entrance. Might be able to anarchy a path into the station to get them to do that, maybe. But regardless of that, the centralization of the plaza, the brutalist building here, and the other assets all around it with the campus building. Super cool. Brutalist plaza, that, isn't it? Great way to add that into a campus. And with layering available here. Stairs. And actual IMT stairs. That's amazing. What did you use for that? That looks like air vents. What did you use? Horizontal large air duct. Yeah, it is air vents. Air duct large horizontal number 2. Pristine, Emma. I'll give another round of applause for stair IMT. Very glad I found that. Just perfect. So good. Absolutely magnificent. We'll see the really small emerging downtown row homes coming in here too. Against a very landscape botanical garden using the zoo tiles, it looks like. Yep. Biodomes and botanical garden. Lots of landscaping all through the university campus. And emerging downtowns featuring very heavily all through the residential. all this is all emerging downtowns. Just goated DLC, isn't it? All of that. That's so funny. That makes me laugh. Everything is emerging downtowns. It's like that meme, isn't it? It's like, wait, it's all emerging downtowns? Always has been. As well enjoy the metro, also passing through this massive residential suburb. Yeah, just amazing. Really, really nice designs. The brutalist metro makes another appearance here. Just amazing. Also the end of the metro line itself. And then we'll see the start of the parade track here too. Yeah, there's the event line finish over there. We've got a mega death wave. I imagine Emma has catered for death care. When it does flick back, it actually does show us in the red, so maybe they don't have enough death care. Either way, there might be stuck sims, so I'm just going to use Traffic Manager. Just to say reset all stuck sims and vehicles in case a hearse is being blocked somewhere. Either way, ignore the death wave. We will instead enjoy more wonderful landscaping around this tram line as it cuts through the suburb up onto multiple layers again, where you can see air duct number 2. used as stairs. Simply gorgeous. Absolutely love that. That's such nice layering. I want a screenshot here. I'm gonna wait for a little tram to come through. I will follow it through into a playground. Get more brutalist libraries here, elementary schools. A really wonderful district. Just residential sprawl executed very nicely across pretty difficult terrain, has to be said. And then this takes us back down the arterial road to the strip mall vibes we were at earlier. This whole town is absolutely gorgeous. I love every single bit of that. That was absolute pleasure to look over all of that. There's so much detail tucked into here. A mad amount of inspiration for you all along these shores. Before we leave the farming valleys of this side of the map, we also have a couple of hilltop installations we need to check out. These are overlooking the farms. We will find a couple of mountain village assets with a cable car and some viewpoints, of course, giving us pretty spectacular views across here. You can see the castle over there as well. Very, very nice. And then here, we'll enjoy the cable car up to the aviation club. With this road connecting off of a roundabout system from the mountain couplet, which takes us all the way up to the aviation club, which is still here, of course. And then we have tables detailing some high-tech buildings out here. CS Creators Library, Industrial Evolution, and emerging downtowns again as well, even here, with the radar dish as a bit of a scientific hilltop build. Nice way to use the mountains here. Good stuff. This will have nice nighttime views, I imagine. We'll come back here a little later on. Over the top of the hill here, the fields just disperse back into wild country before we'll see another bit of suburb here, which again is built into the terrain really nicely. You see all the layering here with the rocks and the hedges. It's got green cities and European suburbia mixing, well, I guess separated by a train line here. Top of the hill, we'll find some parks with schools, car parking, and residential. The highway here has devolved down into a two-lane kind of national speed couplet system at this point. What I would really refer to as kind of an A-road dual carriageway here. Again with just gorgeous IMT marking people across. This is correct as well, the double lines, if we see them here. You have to like give way here, don't you? You have to stop. I think that makes sense. This brings us down in a really nice town centre design laid with multiple networks passing overhead. With a little church town centre, wonderfully expanded graveyard here, using the official assets. This side, we'll see the walkable quays, waterfront parks, mini school campuses. Again, tucked into just really interesting road network, flows with the terrain here, and the curves of the shoreline too. Little ferry system here. Have a look where the ferries are going, and we'll see if the ferry place is satisfied. You happy with that ferry place? Looks pretty elaborate to me, doesn't it? You can get multiple places here. Very nice. Very cool. A lot of dead in the city at the minute. Beyond that, over here, we'll have a cricket pitch aligned with the lighthouse, looking back over those wind turbine hillsides. And back to these little inner city kind of mixed use looking things. Real nice vibe around here. European suburbia continues as we head down the shore into a train station, which also has yet more. This episode is 100% sponsored by Emerging Downtowns. It is everywhere. Absolutely love it. And then a train station over here, which is getting a little bit of use, not the busiest in the world. So that wraps us around the shoreline before we'll come into yet more of the countryside of this map over here. And we'll see green cities markets with park maintenance vehicle detailing also available here too. Lots of benches around some of the countryside props. European suburbia again, of course. The smaller variants this time. Much more of these trailer park looking things kicking out here. Then we'll definitely see more of a kind of a beach resort here, or more of a camp resort rather, I guess. Bit of a centre park sort of vibe really, with all the cabins and the fishing huts on the water. Big nature reserve. Yeah, tents and cabins, the order of the day out here. Little industrial batteries maintaining garbage service for this bit of the city. Seaside resort stations also present with the train lines. Interesting you brought your main train down here, did you? Yeah, it forks off here, doesn't it? I'm not sure what it is I'm doing with this side of Ilium just yet either. After this, we'll come up to a cricket pitch, which has all these wonderful snaky paths off the side of it. Got some fence-lined highway road here, passing by a little lake. Really love this. Isn't that nice? Bit of countryside fence and some water. I need to use the water features a little more, I think. It's nice just to have ponds and lakes around the roads, isn't it? Don't do that nearly enough. Waterfront homes here from King Leno's will kick in. And then we have, yeah, just all King Leno's housing up here. With emerging downtowns, of course. This is a really cute, simple town centre, that, isn't it? You've got the parking, the med clinic, another pond. A bit of expanded seaside resort. God, that's so cool. You've used the amusement park fence here, haven't you? That's so nice. That is such a nice expansion of a seaside resort asset. Really nice. Yeah, just gorgeous. Really nice little seaside resort. It's kind of old historical town, this one, isn't it? Look at that as well. Stair infrastructure factored into the landscaping, with the driving range actually present here in the middle of the town, with all these big row home districts, mainly University City and ED again as well. I'm just going to refer to emerging downtowns as ED from now on because I can't keep saying it. I've said it 1,000 times every time I see it. It's just ED from now on, okay? Again, more seaside resort symmetry. With these little flower beds out the front, lots of landscape gardens. Alignment as well with this whole elevated section in the town. More of that again. I'm getting kind of like Noob Yoga State vibes off of this build. Have to let me know if it was at all inspired by that. Not that I'm the only one that's ever built something like that, you know, but something has a vibe about it, I think. But I love it. It's really nice. It's super cute. And you've got such a cool viewpoint over the water here with these gazebos. Straight in front. Yeah, just really nice. Super cool way to use that area. Actually, again, very inspiring for Ilium. Bit of an old seaside resort estate, always has a vibe to it, doesn't it? Yeah, really nice town. Very, very unique. Tucked in on the map edge here. Which brings us down the highway. There's nothing out here, I don't think. We'll quickly grab this while we're over. You didn't touch the peninsula besides this, did you? Yeah, just these little areas down here. Really simple fishing setup. With Mountain Village and ferry stop emerging down. ED. Sorry. Is also present down here as well. Alongside the countryside housing here too. Yeah, just simple lone countryside homes out here. And then the wind turbines, of course, on the peninsula itself. I don't think we got anything around here. No, this area wasn't developed, unfortunately. I would have loved to see more of it, Emma. I mean, you said in your submission itself, didn't you? You would have loved to have carried on, but Your PC was unfortunately saying no. I'll carry it on for you if you like. we'll just make this Ilium going forward, and we'll just carry on building this out for Emma, right? This is a much nicer city. This is really nice. Amazing detailing. Cool. Which then brings us on to the main northern shores of Tranquility Cove, for which both Copperdale's downtowns and Ilium's both occupy this area. So let's get stuck into the downtown city centre, shall we? Coming immediately off of this huge train bridge which has been added here, which even has a little bow in it. Does, yeah. Very nice. Perfectly sloped right from the middle. Train police will be happy with this. Great stuff. And then from this we're introduced immediately into the skyline, which is where we'll head to. We have a fusing of city halls from the European uniques. Definitely getting like government sort of palace vibes up here. So again, the road layout's so different, it's really throwing me. we'll enjoy it. So the Star Fort is a good reference for us, isn't it? Really, so you get the Star Fort in. Obviously big green cities developments through here. So with schools, and again, like we know very much on this channel how gnarly the terrain is through here. Some of it's been respected, some of it's been keywalled off. You can just see, just take a minute to breathe everything in here. With how the roads are kind of switched backing up to the next layer. So cool. So well designed. Green cities repetition. Hearts of Korea repetition in many different forms. All through the outer line blocks of the downtown. Where we'll see renewed history. You must have only recently finished this downtown here, and my renewed history is so present throughout the whole build. Must have only recently, unless you went back and retrofitted a lot of your renewed history stuff in, maybe you did. This, is that custom? Or do I just not recognise the unique building? At University Urban Campus. What's a U from? Oh, the historical stuff, yeah. Renewed history, even. Yes, I was thinking, like, do I recognise that? Yes, I do. Recognise the old stone down here, of course. Yeah, really nice area. All sitting at the front of the skyline, which we'll get to. We'll grab these areas here first. Coming to a very kind of Phoenix-looking baseball park here, which is really nice. The baseball stadium partnered with pitches and some nice outdoor detailing here behind some cafes. The landscaped amusement park pathway, green cities tents and benches bringing us down the hill to an underground metro station here. Which bleeds off into a smaller green cities seaside front home with park entrances back to that nature reserve we saw a moment ago. Yeah, really nice. Great execution of Waterfront. Big unique buildings, residential districts. So this is all Sapphire Marina for me. You tackled this so differently, didn't you? Sapphire Marina is one of my favourite bits of Ilium. But this is just a totally different design. You obviously kept with the pier design, of course, following the key. Just different configuration. Love the use of node controller here. That's very cool. Very nice. Have you even shifted that? No, you just stretched it, haven't you? Yeah, just stretched. Amazing. So cool. Again, lots of symmetry with pedestrianisation. And the Love Heart Fountain, of course, which probably has amazing city centre views from this plaza, doesn't it? Yeah, that's the angle you want to look at it from, isn't it? Gorgeous. Really nice. Green Cities markets again out either side of this metro station. With pitches and pedestrianisation. Again, just a really nice... You've got great knowledge of the asset pool, I feel, Emma. I feel like you're probably a several thousand hours player. Because I think half the fight of building a good looking city is knowing what assets to use. Something I somewhat struggle with in CS2 to an extent, just because I don't know the assets that well yet. I've been playing this game for 11 years. And Cities 2 for only 3. And that's just something that comes with hours in the game, you know. The knowledge of what to use where, and this has been just so nicely done, you know. Very nice. This brings us into the skyline, central downtown, which is an absolute beast, and has some really fun road networks to admire here. Interchanges, pedestrianisation, lots of fun to get stuck into here. So let's get into the central square here, shall we, as we descend down. Skyline mostly made up of skyscrapers, DLC. But green cities and of course ED is present throughout, of course. We can see tram lines, pedestrianisation switching in and out on the corners. Really nice. Oh, you even did the balanced log bench thing as well. That's so cute. I really like that. Not done that one for a while, actually. Little custom playground in the city centre. That sits within a metro plaza. With Green City's tents. Stage detailing, even using sub-buildings from the concert arena. Park, whatever it's called. Music festival site. So cool. And even at the base of these towers we have markets. Pergolas. Yoga gardens. Death care. Expanded bollard detailing around the back of a building. As we swing around to the left of the towers, we'll notice a major hub, which looks absolutely wonderful. So we've got the clock tower in here. With some paths actually angled with the angle of the pitch, which I really like. That's such a cool design here, isn't it? And then we have a massive mega transit hub. Let's just see how much ridership we're getting here, shall we? 1300 on the Metro Plaza, 621 on the Metro, and 0 on the Dual Island platform. Is there really no one waiting here? Interesting. That's maybe we just caught it on a slow rotation, have we? There is trains. Yeah, you can see them here. There we go. See if it stops here. No, actually no one is getting off. Maybe they don't care. Isn't that interesting? I wonder why that is. I guess maybe the trams and the two forms of metro are just stealing everyone. It's almost like the AI is completely ignoring that train station, isn't it? Isn't that a little curiosity? I wonder why that's happening. Anyway, massively repetitive glass roof plaza. In with some wall-to-wall. Really nice transit hub design this. Of course, loads of walkability. Back under the station. Which is actually taking us into a zoo just next door to this hub. But really nice. This transit hub sits basically on the south side of the downtown. We'll see the music festival site here. With plazas leading up to the London Eye Unique. And then Green City's homes. A classic combination, of course. But I'm not sure what you would call this shape, actually. I'm not sure how to address that one, but we know this one by now, don't we? With that, again, some really nice custom school part work here with the bird and bee haven. Again, with that gravel texture, which I'm really enjoying about this video. Like, it's really nice gravel texture. I really like this theme. It's almost like a more realistic, kind of a temperate one, isn't it? It's nice. Very sweet. Over here from where we came in, we'll see a cargo transfer station here embanked on a quay with some service point and lighter industry, a couple of warehouses over here. And then we'll see a little single point urban interchange, which is, again, immaculately marked. Isn't that just gorgeous? That's so nice. Really like that. And all the entrances as well. All marked up. Gorgeous. Again, even the couplet system, the highway system even through this map, of course, is all detailed as well. Wonderful. Did I miss anything this side of the marina? We have vast Green Cities developments here again, all which is superly landscaped. Lots of tree rows, fencing everywhere. Office spaces. Bus roads coming through here. That brings up to, yet again, another perfect AMD roundabout, my word. Isn't that just so nice? We'll head across here where we'll check out the zoo. Which looks like we've got most of the zoo assets packed in. Little area here to enjoy. Loads of bush lining, expanded cafe detailing. Elevated zoo pathway. Always gets points for me. And then the last of the enclosure spaces here. Which backs onto a big old Brooklyn and Queens district alongside some wall-to-wall and vanilla office parks available here. Where we'll see a few of the renewed history buildings also appearing with Brooklyn and Queens as well. Plus Metro Hub, which is the first time I've really seen this asset paired with the Brooklyn and Queens stuff like this. Another roundabout here, which borders onto many more residential designs. You can see how you've hit 125,000 population, right? Because the city doesn't cover that large a footprint, especially given the size of the map. But there's a lot of high density residential in here. Like all this is high density res, so you can see where the populations come from, right? Again, more elaborate green cities patterns in varying different shapes and sizes here. Great stuff. Loads of inspiration in this city, everyone. Down the waterfront, we'll check out a museum, which sits with the Brutalist Plaza. The arterial road snakes along the coast, turning to pedestrian as it comes into this next area. With Hearts of Korea housing, a couple of different assets in there. With big pedestrian vibes. And the aquarium, ferry terminal. And loads of detail, loads of small space detailing here, which Emma really flourishes in. With the tables, fountains, gazebos, statues. Really nice, isn't it? Great stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Down here, more detailing as well. And this brings us to a roundabout, which takes us up back into the start of the city where we came in here. So a whole section there, again, it's just packed, isn't it? So much in there. And just, we took this map on in totally different regards, didn't we? So fun to see this map that isn't Ilium. It's, like I said, it's the first time we've had one today. The first time in the series we've had a showcase. Back by the highway here, off of this interchange, we'll see the Mothership building. Alongside a little nightlife district here. I think pretty much most of the DLCs have been used, haven't they? Especially emerging downtowns. The casino. Again, really nicely formed city blocks here, pathways between them. Buildings directly under the highway, or the bridge rather. And the parking under there too. That one's like garbage recycling, which is a really nice spot for your garbage recycling actually. It's a little bit of a grotty kind of under bridge industrial unit. Quite the setting that, isn't it? Good stuff. You did keep the original interchange from Teddy, although you have modified it to have a tram flowing over here. Isn't that fun? I love what you've done with this. Where does this tram go? Oh, it's here. It comes onto this tram system we saw earlier. I totally missed this. That's such an interesting transit network, isn't it? It turns off here. All fully IMT tram intersection again. Wild. Whatever. Really cool. And then this comes back across the bridge to come over here. Where our cities really differ here around here, don't they? You do have a little bit more high density over this way. But we'll come down into a tram interchange from this bridge. Which again has multiple different tram lines, 4 of them. All running around different parts of the city. Just fantastic. Essentially another transit hub here. That's an elevated metro. Just spills thousands of people out a week. Underground metro converging here too. See how busy this is? Yeah, hello people. Plenty of walking here. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Great stuff. Love to see it. Busy, busy metros. Just brilliant. It's just such a nice flowing city, isn't it? Intercity bus station down here as well. Again, more of this IMT just packed into every possible space. How cool is that? Quite seriously. It's a really nice way you've integrated it into the couplet system from this kind of frontal arterial here. Just great. Really nice little transit hub there. Swinging back this side, we'll see big residential again, tons of ED, loads of detailing in the school campuses. Benches, tables, even the smallest ED assets have been used here. Next to the metros with tiny little green cities tent. Just a couple of them. Doesn't always have to be in a dedicated market setting, does it? Essentially use them as kiosks almost. A huge metro slicing right through the city here, which is the one that comes from that station in the central transit hub we saw a moment ago. With emerging downtowns, bringing us up to loads of little landscape park areas where we saw that bird and bee haven a second ago as well. Here, I think we're clearly seeing a medical district with multiple hospitals present, 3 of them in fact, alongside the School of Medicine and the medical labs, plus death care, plazas, and the Japanese hospitals also here as well. Great stuff. Over here we'll see Brooklyn and Queens row homes in huge formations before we follow the couplet system back up to the roundabout by the marina. We'll grab this stuff down here before we carry on heading east. Repetitions of wall-to-wall facing a frontage onto the highway with some mid-century modern. This continues all the way down the waterfront here into another major green cities development. With loads of high density. I think I mentioned this before in City Showcase, haven't I? I really underbuild high density residential. It really gives you a nice aesthetic, doesn't it? I really love this whole development here. Lots of green space, parks, little details to get lost in. And again, more inspiring green cities combinations. I really like just having the 3 with the one side missing. It really changes it up, that, doesn't it? More immaculate roundabout detailing, has to be said. Before this disappears off and over the hills, where we will actually find some further countryside detailing out here, another little lamb farm or a sheep farm I suppose. There's a few of these little installations. Nothing over the top. Just nicely done. I actually wonder, this must be your fertile land texture, is it? Which is quite cool actually, that it makes it look like farming. That was appropriate for a fertile land texture, isn't it? This brings us back down toward the marina, of course, where we'll see our second campus of the day, which we will get to. How are we going to tackle this huge chunk of city? I think we'll grab all of this here to the right of the highway, and then we'll finish with the waterfront down toward the major waterfront stadium complexes over here, right? So back from this roundabout, we'll come across big parking, big mall vibes again through here, with European suburbia mixed with parks all up the hillside. ED with its relevant plazas. Tons of them again. You're very talented at knitting together these, I guess what I refer to as sort of walkable concrete space. The space between buildings where people will mill around. And you've packed them with props and stalls and green cities tents in many different combinations you've seen today. It's always a treat to look over a real talented builder, you know? Get more little playground details here. It's props blended in with the assets, isn't it? That helps it. So you're getting like functional playgrounds. Love it. So cool. You do have a hint of the Hello People pathway from Ilium, but it's not running the same trajectory. Yeah, checking out the campus. This one's a beast. Again, super landscaped. It has BRI, which I'm not sure what that stands for. I imagine the district probably has a name. The Brychester Institute, probably. With all the unique buildings present here, we saw the School of Medicine in the hospital, of course. School of Law over here. The campus also has a train line running through it as well, which is slightly embanked upon a different layer. Which then goes into University City and it's really nice central tram roundabout. For the front of the campus building. With the tram and metro stop in here as well. Loads of offices through here. That's quite nice in repetition, that asset, isn't it? You're getting this glass brick front all the way along. Quite interesting, that. That looks really great at the foot of all the mountains here, doesn't it? Loads of open space through the campus. Bush lined as well. I love a bush lining, who doesn't, right? And then fused dorms. Different patterns, the final unique building also here too. With appropriate car parking, as the couplet takes a significantly different shape to what I did with it through here. This is the road that comes down into my continuous flow intersection, pretty much here, isn't it? Yeah. So it actually looks like you've kept the original shape Teddy had here, haven't you? Right, well, we'll discover more of this waterfront. No, we won't. We're going to stick to this side. We'll get distracted. So easy to in these showcases, my god. Yes, off the back of the campus, we'll see vast amounts of residential again. Some vanilla also appearing in here this time, amongst the ceaseless ED districts. Likewise, again, more of the same over here. Different forms. So if you're ever looking for residential inspiration, again, these areas are full of it, even for me as well. I think often residential can be some of the most boring things to build. And you can end up just doing the same thing over and over again. But you've used so many different residential assets. I mean, just in this single shot alone, there's so many different ideas. Wonderful. Another metro over here, bringing us back to the roundabout, where we'll see loads of population, of course, all living in the shadow of this skyline out here. Bus transit club, which looks really cool. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the one in Orchid Bay, maybe. A little bit of that. I think that's just a combination of City Hall and angled bus road here, isn't it? I think. Very cool. Circle detailing with centralization, which takes us back to the highway system here. I'm not going to cross over that road. We'll do that when we hit the waterfront. Then this hillside, which sits mostly with European suburbia. Takes us up to the castle, which we'll get to, of course. And a note for the planning, the trains just scything through this stuff with transit hubs around here. Really nice. Some more park space here. Big tower block developments. Bushline path landscaping through this area. Which brings up into more strip mall vibes. Again, it's clear to see what Emma's favourite DLCs are. ED, Green Cities, and King Leno's mall stuff. That's a really nice positioning for a warehouse as well, tucked behind those buildings there. Big fan of that. It then drops us into a massive industrial sector, this side of the hill. Which I want to refer to as Central Park, but it's not in this city. It's just regular park. So here we're going to have a big mining operation with an enormous combination of assets here. So we've got loads going on. A couple of glass manufacturing plants, storage. The one that gives you the buff. Whatever this one's called. What actually is it? I never remember the name of this one. The maintenance building. Rotary kilns, steel plants. Loads of detailing all tucked in here. Look at this. Isn't this great fun? Multiple factories, lemonade and steel. All of the ore extraction pits are up here on the hillside. Actually, I'm guessing this is ore texture then, isn't it? This one here in this theme, it fits all around here. We then have a bucket tooth excavator, which is an interesting placement here with the buildings around it. I want to see actually, let me use the surface painters here. Yeah, it is. That's the ore texture, isn't it? Interesting. What about oil? And then fertile land. Yeah, fertile land's actually just a slightly different green. It's the oil and the ore that are those kind of lined textures in the theme. Oh yeah, massive industrial plant. Really cool. I love the scale of it. I love the positioning. Good stuff. Nicely arranged against the arterial road here, isn't it? Little bits of detail like this to find. I guess we'll have a lot of brick-themed workers' homes next door to here as well, is the vibe I'm picking up on. A bit of workers' accommodation, a workers' community that sprang up in place of the mines. With some really nice positioning of wall-to-wall, it has to be said. I really like that. Again, those singular green cities markets appearing in the middle. Again, with endless variation of residential design for you to take inspiration from here, everyone. Breathe it all in. I imagine this might be a showcase many of us revisit for inspiration when we need it. Love this trumpet system. Very cute. Again, just perfectly marked. It always is. It always is. And then the suburb continues to flow down into Water Treatment Central. With simple suburbia. Row homes, metro, libraries, pitch, parking. School campuses, which again has complementary assets around it, so it looks like it has a busy back area onto it, you know. Seeing these homes repeated. I really do like these houses in repetition. Which then brings us into Water Treatment City, where we have some of our own treatment pools manually placed. Mass water treatment and storage also both present here as well. Hopping across the highway, which again looks so different to what I've done through here. With a gorgeous diverging diamond, my god. All the painting on that, isn't that gorgeous? That's so nice. I really love that. But then we come into a forestry area. Over here where we'll find log yards, processing, all different kinds. The wood vision against the highway. Is there ever a more timeless orientation than this, everyone? Welcome back to Palaven 2020. It always comes back to this, doesn't it? No matter how elaborate and designed we get over the years across City Showcase, my own series, it always returns to wood vision, orientated against the highway, where you can't see the wood vision through the trees, right? Timeless city skylines. It really is. Over here we'll see more processing with some zoned areas over here, giving us the base game industry with the functional prop functionality, of course. And then we have our processing. The forestry plantation is here on the hill, of course, which is where we've just been building in Ilium recently, with a Mittag town centre all around here for us. Across the highway from the sewage treatment plant, we'll see a prison, which is made up of two of the same buildings, office, industrial evolution, tollgate, and even a little retaining key around the prison here. Quite interesting. And again, wonderfully detailed couple of systems. There's also a little express down here as well, which doesn't look like it gets any use, but they don't really use this road in Ilium either. It's very long and very windy with not a lot down it, so they won't go down there. Wonderful. That completes this side of the development all the way through here. And then we'll switch back now to the downtown, where we saw this little marina over here. Again, emerging downtowns. Comes in with a ferry depot. Just getting a little bit of use. Some buses also converging here as well. You can see people waiting for the relevant lines here. Looks like we got 3 buses stopping. And then we come into this big bit of city which has bus pedestrianisation. The servicing offices has been very well respected at the front with plazas, elevated pedestrian walkways, tree lining of many different designs. Very aligned surface painting here as well, isn't it? To get this grass texture in. There's death care in here. Schools. A couple of different types, high school and elementary. For our green cities suburb also takes over. The waterfront. Nice sprawl through here. Again, I think it was it Ott City as well? And Emma's have both had very good green cities examples. Just how versatile this pack is. I think you could quite easily get away with not needing any of the residential packs outside emerging downtowns, green cities and European suburbia, probably. And the mall is also here, with a really nice alignment. I love how it's kind of pinned to this 45-degree angle road from the rest of the road structure. Especially with the path to complement that as well. Very kind of respecting the geometry, almost, that, isn't it? I really like that. Up here, towards the arterial road again. We'll see strip malls and industry, office spacing, death care and municipal service all available. Simple, executed suburban park detailing. Through the small spaces. which Emma really knows how to fill out. We've seen that evidently today, haven't we? We'll also see an amusement park again, all bush lined with the keys, little shifted angles, node controlled pathways, fencing on the edge of a little pond here again as well. Great stuff. It's actually being sort of CS1 water's not always perfect, is it? It's one of the rock formations under the pond, stopping that from flowing properly there. Quite funny to see. And a nice simple entrance. Good amusement park vibes here. Dropping us off at another stop along that metro line. Again, this is the one that's going down the couplet system. Well, we'll take a minute to divert up to check out what is Central Park for me, but for Emma is a pedestrianised castle grounds with park, little mini European building, and the Sea Fortress up here as well, which is a very nice extension to that, isn't it? Oh, it's actually working as well. It's working. That's so cool. I really wish there was a door on the back of the castle. How are they getting to that? Is there a pathway Anakin in? Yeah, maybe? Yeah, there you go. They're walking through here. And then appearing there. That's really cool. I really love that. That's definitely one of the better castle fusings we've seen. My goodness, doesn't the entrance to the Sea Fortress fit really well there? Really cool. Very inspiring use of the Sea Fortress, that. Amazing. Down here we'll also see castle ruins at the edge of a pathway. Before this comes down onto the government offices, landscaping through here. With really cool ramp stair combo, isn't that amazing? That's so fun. That's a really nice way to do like a disabled ramp switch back with regular stairs here, isn't it? Though interestingly enough, you can actually see the bottom of the vents through the stairs there, which is quite funny. Yeah, hilarious. And then car parks, buses, and service buildings make up that area into our big corner interchange over here. Very interesting. Again, massive high rises here. Reminds me of China for some reason, this, when you see lots of tower blocks. I think I've seen some image of like insane Chinese developments. And now it's just like seared into my brain. I can't see anything else whenever I see this kind of massive, very repetitive tower visual. But fun. It's all pedestrianised, paths and parks flowing through it. Nice integrated green space. Which brings us to Stadium Peninsula, which is a really nice design. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a bit stadiums in here. From Campus and Bad Peanuts Park. The Industrial Plaza also here. Metro Stadium, or Stadium Metro. With the copper ball, with the observation tower at the head, in this very perfectly measured design over here, right? That's a really fun screenshot. Yeah, really like it. Again, it's very clinical, isn't it? It's perfectly executed. It's lots of geometry, lots of measurement, lots of planning. But at the same time, it's not overly done or overly modded. Like, it's all just really nice. I imagine this gets mental busy on a match day now. It must do. Especially with so many stadiums here. I wonder if all their matches have aligned, have they? So if they lost here on 0901 2192. No, they're at different days. Okay. You can actually use the dev mode tools to trigger a match day event citywide, which will be a lot of fun to witness in this particular bit of the city. Very nice. Very cool. Love to see this. Over this way, it continues with the Glass Eye Arena, which we'll get to, with huge amounts of car parking, with the train just cutting through all of that. Isn't that such a nice design? Especially with the angle of this station too, and the way the rail curves here. Really love this bit. Nice landscaping, umbrella detailing around fountains here. With another intercity bus depot, getting some nice use. For Mall City takes over, we'll get over to that in a second. Let's check out this first. We'll see the Glass Eye Arena partnered with the Financial District Plaza, which I really like. This is nice. Great stuff here. Alright, then we also have the Opera House down here as well. Big fan of the Stadium Peninsula design, clearly. Which I really like. We might actually make this a Spice of the Month, 1 month in the Discord. I like the idea of having to build out on Peninsula. Seeing what people can come up with. A lot of fun. Back in Mall City, we'll see amusement park assets also appearing here. Before lots and lots of King Leno's buildings appear. Zonings and the uniques, the Ocean City malls. All this walkable space through here. Lots of shopping. Good stuff. Kind of a random installation of a vanilla commercial building there. Considering everything else is shopping malls. Just a note, not a criticism, of course. We'll never criticise after building Fremwood, obviously. But nice entrance. The statue of shopping is very appropriate. We've got the repeated plazas and promenades fountain designs in here. That's really nice. Great use of the park props and the tiles here to expand a shopping mall's asset. Again, I might steal a bit of that as well, I think. It's pretty something. Really nice. Then across this bit of the metro, or the highway, the couplet, we'll see a mid-century modern suburb. Partnered with Brooklyn and Queens, which is certainly an interesting combination here, isn't it? What do we think of this one, everyone? I think this might be the first time we've seen this. These do kind of have like almost holiday apartment vibes to them. The whitewashed stone Brooklyn and Queens. I don't find them as industrial looking as the pure red brick. But an interesting combination regardless. This continues all around here. Death care also integrated into it. And before, again, a immaculately measured and executed city park sits very happily in here as well. So we got some buses here. Looks like some buses just waiting to stagger out onto the line still. By the looks of things. And you've even gone to the effort of placing commercial under your metro station with car parking as well. That's a really nice spot for some car parking actually, isn't it? I'd never considered doing that before. Very nice. The metro and the trains then both split off to take us back to the start of the city, of course, across the highway bridge up to the racetrack, of course, which is where we started the showcase at from this line here. But we do have one more build just out on the edge here. We've done something different with these. Yeah, I think you have, haven't you? That's very interesting. It's definitely not on Teddy's version. A nuclear power plant with a rail yard down here as well. And garbage, recycling, sorry, no, coal plant even. Always reminds me of the ultimate recycling centre, this building, for some reason, even though it's a lot smaller, obviously. Yeah, nuclear plants, the old mining dome, of course, such a reactor-esque building, isn't it, to all this stuff here. And then we have I guess a cooling pool or water reservoir for said nuclear plants. Which then takes us up to a little ramp over here, again, which has all been so beautifully marked up, Emma, my word. So nice. Which that road then takes you up to the forestry. Which completes the showcase and an absolute just treat to look around. There's so much detail in here. I really want to get a screenshot of this as well. This area here. Like, for some reason I really gravitated toward this area. Just the fence and the trams and the layering is so nice through here, isn't it? Just an absolute treat. And you guys have been really wanting to load into these cities, so as long as the submitter says it's okay to share, I'm going to start leaving the save files down on Steam if you want to come and load into these cities in the video description. So don't forget to do that. If indeed you would like to come and take a look around Copperdale for yourself. An enormous thank you, Emma, for sending this one in. You are the first Tranquility Cove submission as well, which is the Ilium map, of course. Yeah, you took it in a completely different direction to what I did, but I still think I can see some inspirations maybe. And the whole gentrification on the waterfront on this side of the river did a massively better job than what I did with it. Just amazing. Your whole farming town here, which again is the episode out on Monday. Like, it's kind of a little bit insane. We've basically built the same thing before either of us have seen each other's cities, which is quite funny, really. And an enormous shout out to the YouTube members and patrons bankrolling these videos. Again, if you want to get involved in that, all the information is in the video description. Thank you so much for all of your support over there. Don't forget to check out Instant Gaming for any of the DLCs you might be missing that you've seen in today's showcase. It does directly help support the channel. Either way, hang around for some cinematics of Copperdale, and I'll see you in Ilium for a farm build in this exact spot in about 2 days' time. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.